This tutorial will demonstrate how to create and configure an xGDBvm virtual server at iPlant. You'll need a valid iPlant user account to complete the tutorial. First, access the Atmosphere website at atmo.iplantcollaborative.org. From the Atmosphere login page, log in with your iPlant ID and password. This brings up a control panel where you can launch a new instance from one of the images that make up the Atmosphere collection. First, select an image by typing its name. In this case, the image we want is called xGDBvm-beta. It should sort to the top of the list, and we want the latest version available. Click its icon to select it. Now give it a customized name and select a size for your VM. Choose small or medium for most applications. For this demo, we'll use tiny to save resources. Now click Launch Instance and wait for your instance to spin up. Deployment status is indicated on the left. When complete, you will see the VM's name and a unique IP address under My Instances. iPlant provides block storage volumes that can be mounted to a virtual server as removable storage. We will create one to store output data for xGDBvm. So click to create a volume and give it a name. Your volume will typically be 50 to 100 gigabytes in size. The volume must first be attached to your new VM, so select it under My Volumes and drag it over to the VM to initiate the attachment process. A message will indicate whether it was attached successfully. Note the attached device location, in this case /dev/vdc, because we'll need that information later. To finish the configuration process, you'll next log into your VM using Secure Shell or SSH protocol. You may need to refresh the web browser first. Click the Access by Shell tab and enter your iPlant credentials at the login prompt. Once logged in, type Quick Start as one word for a brief summary of configuration commands or instructions for more details. Next, type the commands in the order listed in the instructions and respond to each prompt as indicated. First, the update command loads the latest code from the repository so your VM is up to date. Next, type init as one word and enter your iPlant credentials. This initializes the iRODS Fuse system for your iPlant data store. Next, type mount-datastore to mount your iPlant data store to the VM. The output should display the new file system and its mount point listed as shown here. Next, mount the attached block storage volume. You must specify the device location, typically /dev/vdc as we saw before. Again, the output should list the new file system and its mount point. Now you are ready to run a configuration script that completes the environment configuration and creates databases, directories, and sets permissions for your new VM. This command will create one or more directories on both your data store and your external volume if they don't already exist. At any time, type status to view mounted volumes for this VM and instructions for unmounting them. The new VM is now ready for access via the web. Copy the IP address from the control panel and paste it into a new web browser window. xGDBvm uses OpenSSL and HTTPS to create a secure connection to your web browser, but the security cert is self-signed, so you will need to override your web browser's warnings, as shown here for Firefox. If all went well, you should now see the home page of your new VM in the web browser. You will next use the Web GUI interface in xGDBvm to secure and configure your VM, guided by the banner message. Click Manage, Admin, Setup, and follow the instructions to create an admin password. Since your VM is now live on the Internet, you'll need to re-enter your new password to re-access the page. So to recap the process thus far, launch an xGDBvm instance, create and attach an external volume, access the VM using the secure shell, type Quick Start or instructions to begin, then enter the commands as suggested, access your VM on the World Wide Web, finally create an admin password. The next step will be to test your instance using sample data provided, so go to video 2 for more instructions.